No one expected I would ever get this far. And were it not for a near suicidal depressive breakdown 5 years ago, I wouldn't be. That's right, discovering I had depression saved my life. Because up till then, I was just like every other clueless entrepreneur searching for an easy button, constantly bouncing from one guru and get-rich scheme to another, yet still completely in the dark about what I was supposed to do with my life. But that was then, and this is now, and you and I both know we are ready to get serious about living the life we love, not just existing in it. We are ready to break out, break in, if need be, break up to be the person we truly want to be, living a life we are ready to fight for. Now for me, this means doing everything I can to help you, the struggling entrepreneur, miss every roadblock I ever crashed into. Because after all this time, there's two things I know for sure. One, success don't come easy, and two, it damn sure hurts less when you start with the right knowledge and understanding. That's why each week I'm going to be talking to a who's who of today's brightest stars. But here's the twist. Anyone who comes on the show has to take the success test. Then we use their results to break down what's working for them, what hasn't worked, and how their score relates to the struggles they've seen along the way. But my dream for you is that this is not just a podcast. This is the start of a movement in a moment, galvanizing you, the listener, to figure out what is keeping you stuck, keeping you on your couch, in your chair, keeping you from making it your daily mission to move forward towards your heart-centered business dreams. All right, everybody, welcome to Radically Unstuck, the show where we help you, the listener, figure out what is keeping you stuck, what is keeping you in your chair, what is keeping you from moving towards your heart-centered business dreams. That is the purpose of this podcast. This is not just a show. This is a movement in a moment. That is my dream for you. And with that, I want to bring on our guest, Brandon Duff. This is a man who, as you will find out, has an amazing story. He is not just a businessman, not just an online marketer. He is a podcaster. He is an amazing human. He's helped out a lot of people. And I have just scratched the surface. So with that, Brandon, tell us about you and tell us what you're about.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Brian. I know we've been talking for a while now, and it's so happy to be able to jump on this podcast with you and really just help your listeners out, continue their journey, and just kind of show them where I've been and kind of where I'm going. So yeah, so for me, before I was a personal trainer. I'll just give you kind of like the 30-second quick thing. Was a personal trainer, loved it, helped people with mindset, changing lives, and I got bored of it and wanted a new challenge. Started getting into real estate investing, did really well. And so from there, I got into, I would say, digital marketing and learning how the internet works and how to make money online. And so that's what I do now. And I continuously help people make more money. And that's why we created the Money Friends, so that I can help my friends make money online. So.
All right. So yeah, that's kind of where our story picks up, which is, me and Brandon, we've been talking for a minute, and really he's on this show, not because he's a marketer, and he is a successful marketer. I mean, he is, but he's on this show because he is also, as near as I can figure, a good person with a good heart. And, and the truth is, digital marketing may not necessarily be considered a heart-centered business, but I feel like with Brandon, it actually is. And so with that, help us out, Brandon. Like, what's your completely helpful nugget that you want to bring to us today?
Definitely. That's great. I love just providing value and little nuggets to help people on their journey to just be happy. I mean, that's kind of what life's about, right? Is to their journey of happiness. And so For me, I typically cut out all the negativity in my life. I typically shut off anyone who is posting negative stuff on Facebook, anything political, anything that's religious. I typically just shut it off on all my social medias. I'm constantly listening to headphones all day, just pumping in positive music and vibes into my head. And pretty much brainwash myself with positivity. That way I am constantly bombarded with uplifting and positive things. That way, I know we learn by repetition. And if I'm constantly being bombarded with positivity and upliftedness, then I'm going to learn that behavior. So that's kind of how I went from really just, and we'll talk about this I know that in your longer show, but how I went from like heavy into drugs into really becoming someone who people look up to. And I really never talked about this online because I feel like it's none of other people's businesses, but I feel like this is the type of stuff I would talk to people about your show. So if your listeners haven't listened to that, it goes deep into kind of how I overcome a lot of the struggles I have been doing in my life and how I've been able to overcome those and be radically changed through that process.
Yeah, and that's really what this show is about. It's about radical change. It's about this ability to sort of look at where you are and to see yourself as radically different, to, you know, what he's talking about, deny the negativity. And for me, and one of the things I talk about in the book is shutting off the negativity. And the truth is, a lot of times that is social media. Even if it's not direct negativity, it can really breed negativity in the person that is sort of bombarded by it. And if you happen to be someone who's dealing with depression or mental challenges, anxiety, things like that, especially with this, pandemic that we're dealing with, God willing, this will go away soon. But, in this condition, in this situation, the truth is social media can really, cause issues with that. So shutting that stuff off when it comes to negativity is, those negative influences, I mean, that is powerful. So I appreciate, Brandon, you bringing that up.
You're very welcome.
So, so do you do any, real quick, do you do any like meditation, or do you or is there a book that you recommend that you're reading, or?
In regards to just myself, self-improvement?
Yeah, like for me, like my book is Think and Grow Rich. Like that's really where it started for me.
Yeah, I definitely read a lot. And I think the number one book that kind of got me started was How to Make Friends I think it's How to Make Friends and Influence People. So I think that would be a book I would highly recommend.
So tell us where we can find you, Brandon. Like if somebody wants to find out more, they want to be a money friend, which I highly recommend. The money friends are like you've never seen software so tightly knit. Highly recommend that. But go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. My name is Brandon Duff. You can find me on Facebook. If you look up, as I said before, I was a trainer before, so my trainer Brandon on pretty much any platform. But yeah, so Brandon or themoneyfriends.com is a good resource where you can find all sorts of things about escaping the digital rat race, software, anything to really about making online money or investing.
Hey, that's really where it's at, which is, making money, having multiple income streams. And, with that, I just want to remind you amazing listener, that this show is not just a show. This is ideally,
it's a movement.
It's a movement. It's a movement in a moment.
Right. I love it.
Because the thing, this is the truth, okay? That all it takes, the difference between Elon Musk and anyone listening, is that he made a decision in a moment, and he kept making essentially that same decision, which was he was going to be better tomorrow than he is today. That every day he was going to be just a little bit better moving forward.
And he wants to really radically change and have a movement to push forward the human race. So, yeah, I mean, if it starts with one person, and then once that person has the confidence in themselves, then they can start helping others push their agenda even further, and it just radically changes the course of history, and that's what he's doing. So, yeah, I love this.
So that is the message, dear listener. We want that for you. Me and Brandon and everybody who is good in your life wants that for you. Peace, everybody.
Peace.